Hey Tiddly peeps, Slowman68 here, and today we got some half and half in my Dunhill, and the reason why I'm smoking half and half is it's an old blend, and in one of America's pastimes, one of the oldest games in America just started their opening day about a couple weeks ago. I'm a White Sox fan, pray for me. So a little bit about half and half. It's a Virginia Burley blend, real smooth, real nutty. It's an all-day smoke. It's probably 100 years old now. You could get it for real cheap. I got mine 7-ounce tin on Cigar Bid for like $5 or something. And that'll last me a long time. So if you want something like an all-day smoke, half and half's a good go-to. And in honor of opening day, I thought I'd tell you guys some of my memories from playing in Little League from ages 7 to 14 or something. So, my first year was in first grade. I was kind of far behind. A lot of people start at T-ball in kindergarten and preschool. And my first practice, my neighbor was the coach. And I was up to bat, and I was running the bases, I was running to first. I said, "Coach, can I go play with Nick? Can I have a play date with Nick after this?" So I was more focused on, playing with the neighbor kid than, playing baseball. And after that, my dad was like, "Oh, geez, I don't know. We gotta get him out of here, blah, blah, blah. He's not doing good." And the other coach was like, "Oh, no, keep him in. My kid sucks." Let's see. Anything else in first grade? Mm-hmm. Oh, second grade year. The Cleveland Indians. Except we replaced it with another I word, the Cleveland Italians, because the coach picked all the kids with Italian last names. When one of the dads was out, they called my dad over. They were like, "Hey, yo, Tommy D, get the score over here." The dads used to joke, "So who's bringing the pasta fazool for snack?" I also remember with either second or third grade, I wanted to play catcher really bad. Put on the equipment. I thought it was cool, but I don't know if you guys have ever played catcher in baseball or softball. That shit really hurts your calves. I didn't have the strength to do it back when I was second grade. I got to do it in like middle school a little bit, but I wasn't very good. I was like third or fourth string catcher, but that was like in a pinch if you really needed somebody. I think I was number 87 that year, because that was the level of my Rayquaza that I caught. Actually, I didn't even catch it. It was like My grandparents got it for me for Christmas. It was like a used copy. It's like, oh yeah, this is the really cool Pokemon I have that I didn't even legitimately catch. I'm so cool, guys. I'm so cool. Okay, so third grade Marlins is basically the same team as last year as the Indians. Fourth grade, I was the Sun Devils, and cool thing is, I still had my Sun Devils hat when I moved to Arizona, and now I work for ASU, so now I get to use my Little League hat every day for work. So, well, kind of cool how life works, but I don't know. The only thing I remember is my friend Tony hit a grand slam, which was pretty cool. But other than that, that was probably the least memorable year. Now, fifth grade, that's when I started to get, like, I was never good. I was not, like, all-star level. But that's when I actually learned how to throw a ball good. So my just my overall performance was really good. So if you don't know how to do a baseball, you do it like that. You point it away like a vampire, the fangs, and then you do it over the top. My coach Tom helped me with that, and it probably made me play a little bit more years of baseball, and then if I never learned to do that, so it's real nice of him. Probably between third and fourth grade is, I don't know if you guys have watched my other video on my Uncle Daryl that I recently posted, but the pitching story. So those of you that haven't heard it, we were practicing pitching, and I was on the mound. My dad was catcher. My uncle was probably at shortstop or something. I have my glove like this, right by my eye. You really should have it right here so you could catch it, but I was like this, and I didn't have my depth perception very good. My dad threw it back to me, hit me right at this eye. I was crying, wah. And I was like, can we go home? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh, and my dad's like, what can I do to make it better? He's like, can we get McDonald's? And at McDonald's, me and my dad and my Uncle Daryl were sitting there. He's like, well, Eric, at least you kept your eye on the ball. Yeah, I miss that guy. Okay, so sixth grade, we were the LSU Tigers. Oh, no, well, fifth grade, we were the Kansas Jayhawks. So after third grade, they stopped using MLB teams because the license was too much money or something. So that's pretty much it for Kansas. Then LSU, that's when we won the championship. It wasn't like a travel league, so it's just like, house league. I remember the last time I hit was like a game-winning, like a walk-off triple, which was kind of cool. Did the whole Gatorade bath and all that. I remember at the pizza party, I was talking to one of the coaches about the Blackhawks Stanley Cup that happened and how there was going to be a lot of, cap hell and salary cap trouble. Because, as a lot of you Chicagoans know, you traded away Bufflin, Ladd, Sopel, a whole bunch of others. Niemi, they had to get rid of Niemi. So, but the weird thing was, now you can't do this anymore. We had this backup goalie named Cristobal Huet, French dude. He was making $6.5 million to be the backup to Anthony Emmy. And we couldn't afford him on the cap, so we just sent him to Switzerland, and it didn't count against the cap space for like 2 years, and nobody did anything about it. So when people are like, oh, the Blackhawks suck, they're doing all this thing, and then I remember that, I'm like, I mean, that was pretty cheesy. You cheesed the shit out of the cap, but I don't know. That's why they have like a burying penalty. You can only bury like $1 million and not like the whole $6.5 million. Anyway. Seventh grade. Well, what happened 7th grade? Oh yeah. I think that's when I first started trying to be a catcher. So when I first got my catcher's mitt, I'm a lefty, so the catcher's glove goes on my right hand. So we went to Play It Again Sports, and I was looking at all the catcher's gloves, super excited, and I pick one out. It's like, Dad, that's the one I want. He says, okay. Now, halfway home, I realize, oh, this glove is for the wrong hand. I say, Dad, this glove is for the wrong hand. We have to return it. And he goes, oh. So then I get a lefty's catcher's mitt. But it's real hard to find a lefty's catcher's mitt because they're very uncommon and they're not really... It's a weird thing, you know, batters are usually righty, so then you have to kind of step away and then throw to second or wherever else you want to throw, so... It's not like practical, but I just wanted to try a new position. I actually played every position actually. But mostly I played second and right field. They sometimes put me at third. I pitched about 10 times over the years. Played a little bit of catcher. But, you know, continue with that 7th grade team when I was playing catcher. So, the guy I was catching for was throwing 65 miles an hour. Now, as a 13-year-old, that's pretty damn fast. And it was hurt my hand. I could barely squeeze it. It was a new glove. So I was down in the, catching position. And the ball hits me right inside the knee, right where the padding isn't. It was right to the right side of my left knee. Couldn't walk, crying literally the whole game. I had to put myself in a knee brace. Like, I literally could not walk. I couldn't walk off the field. So, I think that's about it for 7th grade. 8th grade, played a little bit of catcher. But, you guys will like this one. So, I was supposed to be nominated for the All-Star game that year. I had, come in second for my team. Usually they get, 2 13-year-olds, 2 14-year-olds or something. And, I was announced for one of the, 13 or 14-year-old team. And I was really excited, never made the All-Star team before, and then I got a call from the coach and said, oh, no, we messed up, It really should have been Tony. His dad's name is Eric. So, And I was really sad about that, because I was like, I could have made the All-Star team, but my coach made it up to me. He's like, okay, Eric, messed up over here, I want to make it better for you. You can play any position this game. I'm like, oh, I want to pitch. He goes, okay, you can pitch. So I pitch. I told the guy who was catching for me, I know how to do 2 pitches, a fastball and a changeup. I said, okay. So, I was doing, I'm no Randy Johnson. I'm not throwing them and making a bird explode. I'm throwing 45 miles an hour. Now, the pitcher calls for a changeup. And my changeup was me just slowing my windup down. Nothing, no ball speed, just going. Actually, a year prior when I was pitching, the other opposing coach had me in his team before, and they're like, "Oh, Eric's pitching, huh? Hey guys, watch out for his changeup." And this is before I did the thing with where I knew what a changeup was when I was doing the slow wind up. My dad heard that. He's like, "That's his fastball, guys." What else? So going on by last year. Well, the one embarrassing thing, my worst game I ever played, I remember. First game, that same game, missed the steal sign, so my coach was pissed. Same game, I was in right field. Ball went over my head. I thought it was foul. Turns out it was fair. Gave up a triple. And I was really sad. I wanted to punish myself. I was like, oh, I'm going to walk home. I was really upset. So, that happened. And, but in the same year, I was in right field. There was a fly ball coming. It was kind of like a line drive a little bit over my head, so I made a jump and I caught it. I fell back, and I showed the umpire, I got it. My team went nuts. That was a cool feeling. I really liked that. And right after I came in, to the dugout, my number was 51 for Ichiro. That's my favorite player. I didn't tell it to my coach, but he said, "Number 51, is that how many girlfriends you got, Eric?" I was like, no. Let's see, is there any more stories? That last year. Oh, also, same year, my last year. I think it may have been a playoff. No, I won a playoff game. It was like a travel league. The last year I was doing travel league. They had 3 Schaumburg travel teams just because a lot of people. They probably had people from Hoffman, Schaumburg, and Conant trying to play travel because were on the high school team, summer baseball. I wasn't on the high school team, but batting wise, I pretty much hold my own, but my fielding was nowhere near as good as everybody else's, so I kind of quit after that year. But anyway, I was pitching against the guy I used to play on a team with, and he was throwing a heat. And I made contact. It shot right at him, and he caught it. I was shocked. I was like, Nobo, I can't. I thought I was gonna hurt the kid, but he snagged it. I was thinking to myself, like, what do you do? Do you just run first if you hit the guy? I would have not. Plus, he's my friend, so I don't know what would you do there. If you just go to first, Cardiff first, or the guy would come, like a second baseman or a third baseman would come pick it up while he was in pain and throw it to first. I don't know. I was kind of glad he caught it and he didn't get hurt for a lot of reasons. I was just shocked. So that's how that went. I think that's about it. So, if you're baseball fans, hope you guys enjoy. If you're a White Sox fan, God help you. But anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to be commenting, liking, subscribing, all the things, and nuke that like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.